Much bigger than Watergate, John Dean weighs in on Trump's Georgia indictment. Former White House counsel John Dean, who was a key figure in the Watergate scandal that led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon, has weighed in on the latest indictment of former President Donald Trump in Georgia. Dean, who is now a CNN contributor and author, tweeted on Monday that the Georgia indictment of Trump and 18 of his allies for election fraud, racketeering, and other charges was much bigger than Watergate. Watergate was a third-rate burglary that Nixon tried to cover up. Trump tried to overturn a presidential election by pressuring and threatening state officials. That is much more serious and dangerous to democracy, Dean wrote. Dean also praised Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who led the investigation into Trump's alleged attempts to interfere with the 2020 election results in Georgia, where President Joe Biden won by a narrow margin. DA Willis is a courageous prosecutor who is not afraid to take on powerful people. She has done a thorough and meticulous job of gathering evidence and presenting it to the grand jury. She deserves the support and respect of all Americans who care about the rule of law, Dean tweeted. The Georgia indictment, which was unsealed on Monday, accuses Trump and his associates of violating the state's Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, conspiring to commit forgery in the first degree, and conspiring to file false documents, among other charges. The indictment details how Trump and his allies allegedly tried to pressure and influence state officials, including Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, Governor Brian Kemp, and Attorney General Chris Carr, to overturn or invalidate Biden's victory in Georgia. The indictment also cites a recorded phone call from January 2, 2021, in which Trump asked Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes for him, which would have been enough to reverse the outcome of the election. The indictment is the fourth one that Trump faces since leaving office. He has also been charged in New York for falsifying business records in connection with hush money payments to women who claim to have had affairs with him, in Florida for mishandling classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago resort, and in Washington, D.C. for inciting the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. Trump has denied any wrongdoing and has called the investigations against him witch hunts and hoaxes